In a world, two men, one podcast. Will they be funny? Will they be ultimately boring? There's only one way to find out. Introducing Retro Ramblings Podcast.
Not responsible for spontaneous dance parties, may cause excessive high-fiving. Side effects include unexplained happiness and overconfidence in karaoke. Results may vary based on planetary alignment. Not liable for pets that become internet famous. Use only while wearing socks of your choice. Keep away from adults behaving like toddlers. Do not operate heavy machinery while juggling. Caution. May attract cats with attitude problems for indoor or imagery purposes only. Do not use while on the trampoline unless absolutely necessary. Batteries not included, but enthusiasm is. May cause uncontrollable urge to snack. Not intended for use by people with a serious face. No refunds on bad pens or jokes.
Drop dust it. Guys, this is the chair out of the Chevy. It's actually pretty comfy. But you're going to have to go watch the main episode to figure out how this got here. So, go check that out. Anyway, it's another Ramblings podcast. And we got a lot to ramble on today. And we brought a special guest. This is Tyson. And Tyson and I have been friends for a few minutes at least. Maybe longer than that.
Darn near. Yeah.
So, we brought Tyson on because he also likes cars and works on cars. And Tyson's been with us to Moab. We go riding mountain bikes and dirt bikes and horses and skydiving. What else have we done?
Helicopters.
Scuba.
Right.
We've done a lot of stuff.
F1.
SpaceX, Comic-Con, all that stuff. Anyway, so we brought him on so he can ramble with us. So anyway, I'll start it off because we kind of talked about movies and stuff. And so just to kind of bring you up to speed, my favorite movie of all time, I'm sticking to it. Like, I've had time to change my mind, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Is Emperor's New Groove. So I'm sticking to it. You should have guessed.
You are crunk.
Yeah. I mean, I do like that movie. It's the only one I can kind of like watch over more than once. I'm okay.
Yeah.
So,
What about yours?
Oh, man. Of all time, like I have to narrow it just to one.
like last time you gave us a few.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
it could
told
be more than one.
Well, so I kind of break it up into like westerns and things, and like comedies.
But
But like if I had to just pick like a classic that I could always go back to, always watch again, that's always funny, I'd have to say Tommy Boy.
oh, that's a good one.
It's a legendary one.
That's over
It holds up.
better than Beverly Hills Ninja.
In my mind, yeah.
Is Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy,
Beverly Hills Ninja.
Tommy Boy, then Black Sheep,
Then Black Sheep.
then Beverly Hills.
Really?
Ninja.
Put
Yeah.
Beverly down here.
Yeah,
I like
Yeah.
Beverly Ninja as well.
it's a good one.
But I do think Tommy Boy's the GOAT.
It holds up. It's classic. It's just yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, quick time out. I've heard this a lot. What does GOAT mean?
Greatest of all time.
Oh, okay. Did you know that, Kaylin?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
How are you serious?
100% serious.
Oh my gosh.
It's also an animal that you can get milk, cheese,
Yeah.
Now I think I've heard that one before.
meat from.
Yeah.
I think I've heard of the goat, the animal.
Have you had goat?
No, not since the war.
I've had goat.
Have you?
Yeah.
Was it like?
That's pretty good.
Is it?
It's alright.
It's all right. You went from it's good to it's all right.
I'm trying to be gentle to the other half of the world. But
Dude, it doesn't matter if you don't like it.
I've never
chicken.
had it. My uncle, though, he knows a guy that has goats, and he's had goat's milk, and he said it wasn't all
Really?
that great. He'd rather just have normal milk. But
Yeah.
I've had goat cheese, and I didn't like it. I'll stick
There's
to
a
the cow
blueberry
cheese.
one that's really good.
How does
Blueberry
that
goat
even work?
cheese?
Yeah,
Wow.
blueberry lemon. It's amazing. But
Well, maybe
yeah,
I'd try it.
the meat, it's like, it's a unique flavor. I don't know. You can't really compare it. Like, yeah, I mean, beef's better.
Beef's excellent.
Yeah, but
Speaking of food,
in Africa, that's what you got.
what?
It was in Africa.
Oh, in Africa,
Yeah.
they don't eat goats over there.
Well, I don't know. That's just what we ate.
Oh. You guys had rabbit.
Yeah, I think so.
It's been a long time since I've never had it, so
I've had a rabbit,
A rabbit?
a rabbit hamburger.
a
Really?
rabbit.
Yeah. So it's like ground up rabbit as a burger.
Wow.
Yeah.
How's that work?
It tasted good.
Okay.
One bite at a time.
Do you like it a hair rare or what?
Medium.
Hair
Medium rare.
Gotcha. I better stop there. It'll get really cringy.
I didn't know this was a pun-friendly show.
It's 100% pun friendly.
Well,
Yeah.
brace yourself.
Hope you have a puntastic day.
Yeah. So far, so good.
Yeah, there you go. Right, so the back to the movie thing.
Yeah.
So Kaylin's got Chris Farley, which
Well,
I mean
have
that
to-
is great.
I
So-
gotta derail really quick.
Okay.
So I always argue with my wife about favorite, or I guess not favorite, but best. Like, she thinks she can have more than one best friend.
Oh,
Like, I say the word best is relative, right? It's like better than everything else, and that makes it the best.
wow.
But I think she looks at it like best as a category. Like, you've reached the rank of
Oh,
best
okay.
friend, and you can have like 6. So similar to movies, like, do you think?
So best is a rank.
Yeah, do you think it's a rank or a relative?
You know,
term?
actually, that's kind of it's forgiving in the sense is like because you got a lot, you can be like, oh, that goes in this ranking category.
Right.
I could, I'll go with that.
You're on the wife's side.
I'll go
What
with
about
that.
you?
See,
Okay, I'll go there with movies, but like with
Well,
friends, does it still count?
Well, that's what always annoyed me. She's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, she's my best friend." I'm like, "You just said this one was like you switched that."
Gotcha,
Past? She's like, "No,
gotcha.
they're both my best." I'm like, well,
well,
they can't. Like
if
they're
they happen
competing.
to watch
One-
this, they're going to wonder which is which.
Yeah, I'm
Well-
speaking vaguely. So.
that's why when you say that's why favorite movie of all time, like I can just say that's what it is, and you say Tommy Boy, like it kind of makes you like have to funnel it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's not a best
But
friend.
by her logic, you could have 7 favorites. They're all a favorite.
Well, then you don't have a favorite.
So then you're meaning like that's like a top tier level then that's where you put all the
That's the best I can interpret her thinking. But for me, I just
Tyson's wife, is this true? You, don't lie to us. I don't know, man, but how about in your best friend movie category, can you narrow it down to one? Tip the pyramid.
me or back to Kaylin.
I already said mine, so yours. What's
Yeah,
yours?
Oh.
yeah, you're up, Tyson. If not, we can come back to
Mine's
you.
Tommy Boy.
You're sticking with
That's
it.
fair.
Sticking with, that's just a movie that I could just,
Hey, it's
just
fine. We're not judging.
always put on.
It's a
always
judge-free
watch.
zone
it's a funny
right here.
movie.
Planet
Yeah.
Fitness. I think for me, best is like a slot, but it changes.
Okay.
So, I really used to like Dead Poet Society. I don't know why. Maybe I
Oh.
thought it was deep.
Dead Poet Society?
Yeah.
With Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah. you've never
Like
seen
Captain,
it?
my Captain, they stand on the desks. One
That's
guy.
where that quote comes from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
I've
it's
never
not
seen
my
that
favorite
movie.
anymore.
Oh,
so.
okay.
I mean, you should still watch it. But probably my favorite movie for the last minute has been Django. Django Unchained.
Okay.
The remake.
Is that
Okay.
You haven't seen that either?
Is that D Django?
Yeah, Django.
The Django.
Is that the Western?
Django.
Yeah.
Yeah, with I can't think of his name. now.
Jamie.
Fox.
Jamie.
Lee
Yeah,
Curtis.
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Oh, Jamie
Jamie
Foxx. Like,
Foxx
yes, you're right.
and DiCaprio.
DiCaprio's in it?
Yeah.
And the German
And
dude
the
who's
Ger-
like amazing.
Yeah.
Gosh,
Wow.
what is his name?
You
Anyways,
know, I've seen that,
Is that
on
a,
my.
Is that a Tarantino?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait.
so every time he shoots people, they,
Explosions.
like, explode.
Okay.
Yep.
It's yeah.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, that's one I revisit like every couple months. It's one of my favorites.
Can't believe no one's like brought up like any other like shooting war movies.
Well, I love war movies, so those
I
are
do too.
also in the rank.
It's true.
What's your favorite war movie?
Saving Ryan's Privates or
Yeah.
Saving something.
That one's legendary.
That one's a good one. It's
That's
classic.
good. Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah. Oh, Private Ryan.
Have you
That's it.
seen We Were Soldiers?
Yeah. Excellent.
Have you seen
seen
that
that.
one?
Pretty much anything World War
Mel
II.
Gibson?
Mm-hmm.
That one's so good.
Yeah,
that
that's
was not
good.
World War II though.
I would have my favorite well, technically, I guess they go to war is Braveheart.
Yeah.
Technically, they go to war.
Well, I'm not because you're thinking when you said war. My first,
Yeah, you do think modern.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there hasn't been any other wars
Yeah.
before that.
The Patriot.
Patriots.
Oh,
good.
that one's
That's
good.
a very good movie.
Yeah.
I actually think I remember watching that in middle school.
They showed that in middle school.
Well, it was like a dubbed down version.
Oh,
So-
They made the blood instead of red, it was like brown.
yeah.
And I think it was edited in some ways.
So we were studying World War II in middle school, and then our teacher showed us Band of Brothers.
Oh, that's a good one.
But it opened up on the scene where the one soldier is making happy time with a local girl.
Right.
And so just a big old set of knockers right on screen. And
Well, you know, that's a
She was just like, whatever.
You had a different education. What school did you go to?
Can't say for legal reasons.
Okay.
It wasn't homeschooled, was it?
No comment.
Yeah,
it was in Florida, so I mean,
Okay, Florida man.
You grew up in Florida?
partially.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think. Oh yeah, I think
Got a tinge of Florida man in
we
you.
did touch a little bit on that in Moab.
Yeah.
Now that I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Classic.
Cool.
Yeah.
What part of Florida?
Fort Myers.
Don't know where that is.
So it's the Bay side. It's southwest.
Okay.
So I don't know what Florida shape. If this is Florida,
okay.
Yeah.
it's like down here.
Okay.
There's
You're
Fort Myers, and here's the Gulf of Mexico. There's a little island right here. We lived on this little island.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What's it called? Like the Florida's like an appendage, but it's like
peninsula.
Is that what it's called? It's a peninsula. I think that's what it's
I
called.
don't know. Florida education.
It's
so.
not an archipelago. So
Yeah.
yeah, I learned something about ancient history myself. So Florida,
Yes, sir.
that's so cool. All right, so your favorite movie of all time right now is Django.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I didn't realize until I went to church and I told them that was my favorite movie. That they said, "Hey, have you seen the original one?" And my mind was blown. There's another one.
There is?
Yeah. Have you seen it?
I haven't, but wasn't it made like in the 70s?
Yeah,
or
it's super
something?
old.
Yeah.
Wow, don't
And-
judge.
And
We
not
were talking about remakes last podcast.
true, we were.
Oh.
Yeah.
everything's a remake
Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
That's so true. They can't think of anything new.
I did bring up Titanic too, and why they haven't made it yet.
Why?
That's
Oh.
Well, because there's only one Titanic. How do you remake it?
Well, I mean.
well, you can remake it, but I was thinking more of the sequel.
like a sequel.
Yeah, like a.
Yeah, like Jack comes back.
Well, I think they just made a new cruise ship and it floated. So.
Oh, that was the sequel.
Not much of a
Yeah,
movie.
Yeah,
they
they're
made
like, there's not enough drama.
Yeah.
Oh, it's called Cruise or Speed or whatever. Remember Speed 2? You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
with-
Speed 1 with the bus.
Yeah.
And Speed 2 was on the
With
cruise
Keanu,
boat
Keanu Reeves and
with
Sandra
Keanu.
Bullock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
You ever seen Speed? It's a good movie.
Oh, not the second one.
Oh.
I
Is there? I thought you were kidding.
no, there really
There
is.
isn't? Oh, they did do
And
a
it's
Speed
on a
2.
and it's on a cruise ship.
Huh.
And
Okay.
I think William Dafoe takes it over. It might not be William Dafoe. I can't remember who.
He makes a good bad guy.
Yeah, I don't think it's him, but like that's who's in my mind. But
That flavor of
yeah,
person.
I'll put it here in the background. Whoever it really was. So
Yeah.
But
we could bring up what I asked last podcast about actors
yeah, do it.
for Tyson since we did ours.
See if he knows more dead actors than I do, because I
Yeah.
didn't know as many as I
So
thought.
if you could pick, we did top 3. Okay, so if you could bring back 3 actors or actresses who have passed on
Mm-hmm.
to sort of come back to make one final movie,
Oh.
who would you pick to come back and make one more movie? Somebody you'd like to watch in another movie.
I said Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, you didn't.
I didn't I?
Well, you did, but it's like he was still alive.
I-
And then he's like, well, he's dead to me.
All I can think about is that Office scene where he's like talking about his idols, and the last one is God. Do you remember that?
Oh no.
It's like the third one's probably God. Oh, let's see, dead actors.
Do you know any dead actors?
Well, of course, Chris Farley's on my brain because he just mentioned.
It's true. I didn't even
Tommy
think of that,
Boy.
so I'm glad you did. Yeah.
I would like to see another Chris Farley movie. Yeah, I'll give him a slot.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, Chris Farley's going to
Name some more dead actors. I'm not sure.
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams, we talked about. John Candy.
Oh yeah, John Candy.
And then
Legend.
and then I brought up John Wayne.
I brought up Don Knotts
And Doris
and
Day.
Doris Day.
And Alan Rickman.
And and Alan
that was your
Rickman.
3.
Oh,
Because my wife loves Alan Rickman.
really?
Oh yeah.
I don't know those first two.
Alan.
You don't know Don Knotts?
you know who Doris
Andy
Day
Griffith
is?
Show?
I mean,
He's the policeman.
I'm not 1,000.
Wow. Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Django, so it all evens out.
So he's he's on Andy Griffith's show.
Yeah, he's like,
It's the classic, like, deputy
yeah,
Oh,
that just doesn't...
wait.
Barney Fife.
Barney Fife. Yeah, but his real name's Don
It
Knotts.
is- yeah.
Oh, actually, I think I know him. Did he make Ghost of Mr. Chicken?
Yep.
Yeah. 100%.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Like when he gives that speech at the luncheon. Do you know what I'm
It's
talking
been
about?
a long time since I've seen it, but I know what you're talking
I
about.
only remember like the Oregon part.
And he just keeps talking about
Yeah,
being
but that's
guest
him.
speaker at this luncheon.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
him though.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, he gets a slot. And then The third one, have you guys seen Secret Window?
No.
I don't know if that is.
No.
No.
It's a great movie to watch in the summer because basically the premise is this guy. He's like a photographer, and he breaks both of his legs.
Oh, what?
And so he's just in his apartment with casts on, and they have no AC, so everyone has their windows open, and his apartment faces this courtyard where everybody has these windows open,
Oh.
and he witnesses this crime
Oh.
because all he does is just people watch all day.
Gotcha.
So you're like seeing all the life of this neighborhood.
But that actor died?
Well, yeah, he was like 40 or 50, and this movie was
Oh.
old. They made me watch it for school,
They made you watch.
but I really liked it actually. So
Okay.
Window, huh?
yeah, pull that guy back.
I also kind of mentioned Heath Ledger, but he wasn't on my bring back list because he went young, you know.
He was a good dude.
Yeah.
From the vibe. I really like, gosh, what's the name of the movie? The Night One. Lance?
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about.
yeah. It's
I can't think of it.
the night one. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What's it called? Anyway,
Wait, what are you saying? I
Where
was
he's
looking.
like, Lance, and then they're
he's
jousting.
in the movie's like some kind of knights movie.
And it's kind of modernized. Like they make armor. It has Nike on it. And
Yeah.
The one with Martin Lawrence?
No, that-
with Heath Ledger.
it's got Heath Ledger.
Oh, with Heath Ledger. I haven't seen that one.
Oh, come on. We have to think of this movie.
I can't think what it's called. I'll put it up on the screen though.
He's got it. I have to know.
Hold on. What year did the Secret Window movie
Like the
come out?
60s.
Wow.
So this is an old actor then.
You can cut this part out, but I need to look up
I'll cut it out.
what.
Well,
Knight's Tale. Nailed it.
oh, A Knight's
Boom.
Tale. That's right.
You don't have to edit it. I didn't even Google it.
Okay. Good job.
Yeah, Knight's Tale.
Knight's
I love
Tale.
that
That's
movie.
right. I remember the beginning was like a part of Queen, where they're playing it
Yeah.
with the trumpets.
Yeah.
That was hilarious, dude.
So, do you think he's the best Joker?
Yeah, I
Guess
do.
that's not really.
Apparently, they made your Secret Window movie again in 2004 with Johnny Depp. That's the one I keep
Oh.
bringing up.
Oh, it might be Rear Window. Try Rear Window.
Rear Window?
I know the Secret Window one with Johnny Depp. He's like this creepy writer.
Oh, that
And
is that the one where he ends up killing people?
Yeah.
And then eats them in the corn. 'Cause
James
they're like-
Stewart?
Yes.
That's it.
What?
James Stewart?
Yeah.
Jimmy Stewart?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
With Rear
That-
Rear Window.
Rear Window. That's the every time a bell rings.
Yeah.
an angel. Yeah, that guy.
He's
Yeah,
the-
he's a stud.
He's a classic actor.
He's also
Yeah.
the guy who's like, come in and get some chocolate. He always does that Christmas special.
Not the one that he's talking about.
No, it's with John Stewart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy Stewart. John Stewart.
Jimmy
James,
Stewart.
Stewart.
Jimmy.
James John.
Classic Jimmy.
Jimmy Johns.
I'll look up that movie
Yeah.
too. I can't remember what that's called either.
Every time a bell rings, an angel leaves.
Yeah.
his
Yeah,
lane.
that one's called It's a Wonderful
It's
Life.
a Wonderful
isn't it?
Life.
Yeah.
Is that
That
what
was-
you're thinking of?
I'm thinking of a different movie he's in.
Another
Different
Christmas
movie.
one.
It's another Christmas
Like a
one.
knockoff.
No. He's
sequel.
just in it.
Oh.
A sequel.
And that
Yeah, I
was-
just remember him coming in like there's
a
carols.
not, a not so wonderful life.
He's like, come in and get some
Real life.
chocolate. Come on, guys.
that sounds like a really bad like Obama impression. Go get some chocolate.
Lord be clear, chocolate and everyone's invited.
Pokemon, go to the polls.
All right, so cool. We got some movies out of the way. Now, let's talk about like your first car.
Okay.
What was your first car?
There's a 66 Mustang.
What?
Yeah.
A 66?
Yeah.
That was your first car?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
It's the first car I was like the owner of. So we had a Mazda, what was it, Protege or something?
Protege.
Yeah, it was like
Classic.
a little 4-door manual, and that's what I learned to drive on. I think my brother ruined it during burnouts or something, and I'm the fourth kid, so by the time it was like time for me to get a car, I was working at CBS, and I remember looking in Auto Trader magazine. Like, have you seen that Joe Dirt?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think that was my inspiration. He's just flipping through and seeing cars. But yeah, we found one in Auto Trader magazine,
That's hilarious.
and then we went and looked at it, and my parents co-signed. But I couldn't drive stick yet, so I didn't even test drive it.
No way.
And
That's
my-
crazy.
And my dad had the Hemi Dodge, so
Yeah.
I had driven that truck, and I was like, Dad, is it as fast as that? And he was like, yeah, it's pretty close. it wasn't even close. It was like an inline 6, like a 3-speed or something. And it had a vinyl roof, which I didn't know I could change,
Oh yeah.
and had the chrome like super spokey wheels. Like I wanted a muscle car, and it just looked very classic.
Yeah.
So
Do you still have it? Did
No.
you keep it or no?
no, so when I was a senior in high school, my dad got a job in Alaska, so we had to move. So
Okay.
I sold it.
But that's why you have your current Mustang.
Yeah, I really wanted a fastback, but I couldn't afford it back then. and
Gotcha.
So it just took me like 20 years.
Okay.
Now I have one that's a shell.
That's pretty good. Yeah, Tyson here's got a project going on, and he's kind of in the similar stage that we're at, right?
It's true.
Should tell us more about your
Yeah.
your Mustang.
I was just gonna ask. You're not gonna like Tokyo drift style that thing and put like a Nissan motor in it, are you?
Oh, that'd be
knows?
cool.
The day is young.
That would be sweet though. Have a what they call it, Skyline motor, or no
Yeah.
Skyline. The
Nissan Skyline.
what's the Toyota motor that everyone puts in?
2JZ.
2JZ.
Yeah, I was gonna say my brother's dream car is a '90s Supra, which has the 2JZ.
2J's sweet, twin turbo, 3
Uh-huh.
liter,
But they're like
indestructible.
$100,000.
Yeah.
They are pricey.
I watched a YouTube video on it, and they're actually really awesome. Like they had to undersell how cool it was for
The engine
Some-
itself.
yeah.
Yeah, the engine's awesome.
for some legal reasons. but-
Yeah.
I've seen a couple drag race before.
Have you?
Really?
Back when Rocky Mountain Raceways was still around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's great.
What
Yeah.
happened to Rocky Mountain Raceways?
They just went under or
Wow.
stopped doing it or something.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
I remember being there once.
Yeah.
That
That's
was
cool.
local here.
It's
Yeah,
down
it's
Salt
out
Lake.
in Salt Lake,
Oh,
out like West Valley.
It was
Yeah,
like on your way
there.
out to the Salt Flats, right? That road to Tool,
Out to Thule. Yeah.
Thule?
Not quite that far, but
But it was around there,
it
right?
was close. Yeah, no, yeah, it's way out there.
Yeah. Dang, man, that 2JZ would fit easily in your Mustang, though.
that's what I'm saying. Is my brother's dream
turbos.
car is a Supra. So he keeps saying, just put a 2JZ in it.
It's true. 2JZs are expensive engines, though.
I know, but I mean the Supra is like $100,000. You can get a 2JZ for like around 20, maybe less even.
The engines are that much? They're 20 grand?
They're like 15 to 20. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
my word. You could have a twin turbo LS.
I think there's different ones that like maybe don't have the turbos that you can get for cheaper.
Yeah, but then can they still take boost if you just put all the
I'm
stuff
not
on
sure.
them? I'm not either. I don't know a lot about that one.
And they might not be that much, but I know it's over 10. I want to say it was 15 to 20.
So currently it's all apart. You're doing body
Yeah.
work on it.
Yep,
Um,
have been for quite some time.
but you made a really cool rotisserie thingy for it. Which didn't you? Or is it just the cart that rolls it around?
Yeah, just a cart.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was still pretty cool.
Yeah.
And have you thought? Are you still kind of like thinking what engine to put in it?
Yes.
What's currently, I guess, your top 3 choices?
It's more that I know what I don't want to do at this point. So I don't want to do Coyote swap because you have to chop out the shock towers.
Oh, because it's a big old V.
Yep. And then
Yeah.
I mean and then people will just put like a sheet and square it off. But the shock tower, because it's a unibody, offer a lot of the strength in the front end.
I see.
And I'm just not skilled or willing to lose all that strength. So
So would you have to like cut all that out and then tube it, and tube around the engine?
if I deleted it,
Yeah.
yeah. So they have kits that will delete it, and it's just basically like a flat piece because the shock towers would bump out.
Gotcha.
And then there's some other reinforcement, but I'm not sure. I just knew I didn't want to do that.
Oh, that makes sense.
And also because this is a car I want to have a long time, and I want to put different motors in.
I see.
And someday when I sell it, or if I die and my kids sell it, I want it to be able to be put back to stock
Oh, okay.
if possible. So I want a motor that will fit in the current stock tower or shock towers. So
Is the LS still off the table?
it's not off the table.
Okay,
I
cool.
have a 351. That's what it came with.
Was it a Cleveland or Windsor?
It's a Windsor.
Windsor.
Yeah. So
Tube-
it's a Mach 1. So it's
Okay.
yeah.
Hey, those can still make some good power.
Yeah.
You can build that to make some
Yep.
decent power. That'd be awesome.
Yep. So that's one option.
Okay.
I mean, LS is an option just because
It's cheap.
Yeah.
It's cheap power,
cheap power
and they fit.
and it's been done so much that
Yeah.
I'm not skilled enough to reinvent the wheel.
And everyone's like LS swapping everything these days. People, I can't believe it.
Kids these days.
Gall.
But
Do you want it to be automatic or manual?
manual for sure. Yeah.
Do you know like what color you want it to be already?
It is blue, but I've always wanted a black one.
Black one.
Ooh.
So, but black is the worst for bad body work, which is what mine will be. So, I don't know. I'm still kind of torn between not wanting to be blasphemous, but doing what I want to.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So.
Nice. I think that'll be cool, and you're putting some valuable hours in it, so like it's
Yeah.
going to mean a lot to you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like some of this is like kind of going away now. Like so many people are either just like slapping an engine, not doing body work, or like there's not a lot of restores. I don't think happening, and maybe I could just be wrong, but like the car shows.
stores.
Yeah, because like the car show's getting smaller. Like
Yeah.
it's just filling up more with modern cars that don't need
Right.
rebuilds, and so it's kind of sad to see. It's like one of those hobbies and pastimes that's kind of like going away. So it's just kind of sad to see.
Yeah. Well, there's always going to be the car guy scene or girl scene where people like cars and they get into it, but I'd say the average man person,
Yeah.
they're not as into their, they'll sit on their toilet and they don't know how it works. That
Yeah.
kind of person.
It's true.
And so obviously they're not going to, they just know put gas in the car and take it to Jiffy Lube and that's it.
Or plug it in.
Yeah.
Or plug it in.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, we got into some of the electric cars last time.
Well,
What's your thoughts on electric cars?
Hold on, real quick, while we're on his Mustang topic.
Oh, sorry.
Other than it being your first car, is there a reason why you wanted the Mustang?
I don't know what prompted it. I mean, yeah, I don't even know why I picked the 66. Because the one I have now is nothing like the one I had. Because mine was a 66, it was a coupe, and it was
Yeah.
very classic-y looky. And I think maybe when I was looking for those, I found Mach 1s or fastbacks
No.
and just liked them. But it's just always been my favorite car.
The Machs look sick.
Yeah.
Especially like the fastback. That is
Yeah.
one good looking car.
I think they just nailed the lines, and it's
Yeah.
timeless. So
It always reminds me of like Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've always loved that car.
The GT500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like but that movie edition, whatever that one was
do
awesome.
you like the Nick Cage one?
The Nick Cage one. Yep.
He's like,
Even though
Let's ride.
Even though he jumps over like 20 cars and lands it, and it's fine.
yeah.
But movie magic.
There's a YouTuber that was doing an Eleanor build.
Oh, was he?
And since he used the name Eleanor, they sent him a letter of like cease and desist,
Did
Oh,
they?
wow.
and he had to stop. I think he eventually got the car back.
What if he spells it the wrong way?
I don't know. I think they took the car though.
They
Elsinore.
took it?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
What?
it's his channel's B is for build.
Oh, that's bonkers, man.
I think he eventually got it back, but
Wow.
yeah,
That's absurd.
they're really finicky about naming your Mustang Eleanor.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Now I really want to do it. Man, this thing makes some noise when I wiggle. It's like when you're trying to sleep at somebody else's house and you're in a different bed and you move and you're like,
Yeah.
It makes a
you
lot
can't
of
fall
noise.
asleep.
Are you still comfy though?
yeah, this is actually really comfy.
It's a good trial run.
Yeah, this is actually perfect. All I have is this cushion. You'd think it wouldn't be that comfy, but this is actually very cozy. So,
Have to make it regular.
I think it's gonna be good in the truck.
I hope so.
It will be. I'm sitting in it.
Yeah.
We got her back. Stop it.
I thought that was your grandpa yelling. What is that? Your ringer?
Yeah, that's my notification. It's from Age of Empires.
Oh, nice.
I've
Or Clash of Clans?
heard of Clash of Clans.
Oh, I thought that's what it was.
No, Age of Empires is an old computer game.
Oh yeah, but you have it on your phone?
No, just a notification.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, you can set it to whatever you want these days. The technology's cool.
Weird.
Yeah, right?
What a time.
It's an earphone, something, iPhone, ear.
So technology, you're talking about electric cars.
Yeah, so electric cars. Hate them or love them.
Sorry, love to hate him.
I gotta angle this way just here.
Right now, I don't want one, but I do see the potential.
Okay, here's the pros and cons. I'll just do the nutshell version.
Okay.
For the application, right? Because last time we talked about the application in a city. Seems very practical. It's electric, stop and go, short distances, taxis, that kind of thing, Uber.
Sure.
Short distance makes sense. Amazon's got those like electric delivery trucks.
Creepy.
Drive them around. They
Yeah.
look cute though.
Yeah.
They look happy.
You do pros, I'll do cons.
And
I'm a cons kind of guy.
they're very fast.
That is true.
They are insanely quick.
Yeah, we did a test drive in one of the plaid
Yeah,
Teslas, and
it snaps your neck.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately like the fastest thing I think I've ever been in.
Same.
And I can't believe how quick it is, and that's just a street legal car.
Yep.
And then the other thing is there's like no maintenance to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's
Sure.
the motors never be serviced, and my neighbor who's got one says he's never replaced the brakes. Because when you let it, you basically drive
Does
with
the
one
regen...
pedal. If you turn your regen all the way up, you drive with one pedal basically.
What's he have?
The 3.
Oh,
So when you let off the pedal, it like brakes for you, but that's just the regen.
that is cool.
It's weird. But anyway,
Never thought about brake life. Yeah, that's cool.
so other than tires, like there's really not much to it, right?
Right.
But then there's the cons.
Yes, and there are aplenty. Well, there's the whole battery industry. That's a problem.
Yeah.
But really, I have an electric lawnmower,
Do you?
and I still kind of love it. But initially, I really loved it because, like, you'd be mowing, and then you got to stop to move something, or someone's talking to you, and then it's just boop, and it's just going again. You have to start it. So I really like that. And
Yeah.
and it has enough power, but the batteries are starting to go, and I haven't even had it that long.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they?
So I don't know. I just think longevity, the batteries are really a big bottleneck.
Yeah. Well, the cars are the same way as like in the battery pack for tools and stuff. They're full of like little smaller batteries.
Yeah.
And so like it's kind of made with that kind of redundancy. Like one cell can get weak, but
Right.
it still all kind of works.
Yeah.
Um,
And they're heavy.
they are heavy.
Yeah.
Like, what is the Hummer? It's like 8,000 pounds or something crazy.
Yeah. But if you took that out, it would. I think that's more than half the weight.
Yeah.
Is the battery.
But I mean, I don't want that thing hitting
Sure.
my 2006 Toyota Camry.
Right?
It'll be the last thing I see.
Yeah. So I do think the application for like equipment and tools like weed eaters and leaf blowers that actually makes sense. But the cars is, I don't want range anxiety.
Yeah.
I don't want to have my app and subscribe to things. We're talking about this,
I
like
know,
having
yeah.
a heated seat subscription, and
Yep. That's a mess.
they really want to shift it to be moving to everything. It's like, but like, how do you get a semi? Like, I know Tesla's got like the semi, and they got these other things, but like to have a full electric, it makes more sense to have like a hybrid.
Yeah.
Like a train is. Or
At least
something.
at this point. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
But-
understand what the big push is about.
I think hub motors are cool.
Hub what?
Hub motors.
Oh yeah, hub motors are great. Those
Like,
are cool.
Think about how much ground clearance you could get if you didn't need an axle. I mean, I know
Yeah,
kind of independent, but you could make it even more dramatic.
I've thought about that with like
Off-roading.
my Trail 90
Yeah,
of like putting a hub motor front wheel
that'd be cool.
because then it would actually be two-wheel drive.
Yeah.
I have the engine in the back, electric up front.
You could do it.
I just wouldn't have a speedometer.
Yeah,
Who needs to know,
yeah.
right?
Off-road, who cares?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm sure we'll be forced to switch to them.
Well, not if unless I have to. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
So we'll move to whatever state doesn't require it. So I think right now we're in a good
Yeah.
position. Okay, well that's good. That's good. Let's talk about Moab
Okay.
because you were there
Which time?
the time that we were there,
Yes.
We were there.
and so when we were going up some of those trails, you've got a truck.
Mhm.
Tell us about how you thought it did. What would you change? Do different?
Yeah. So it's a 2020 Gladiator. It's got 35s.
Classic.
That's about it.
Nice.
As far as it's not like pimped out. But it was great. It was my first time driving an expensive Jeep in Moab because I took my XJ there and that was fun. But every squeak, was like a little anxiety inducing because I had to drive it home.
Sure.
And I remember just white knuckling it. And I've had death wobble on that thing so many times.
Yeah.
And they're always doing construction, so I don't know. And then I drove my 4-door Wrangler down there,
That's right. Yeah.
and that was better. I mean, no real complaints with that one, but kind of similar feeling of just it wasn't great at the highway part,
Gotcha.
but better than the XJ. And then the Gladiator was nice on the highway, and I think it did pretty good off road. I mean, I drug butt a couple times, but
There
I
was
was happy with it.
that one time that we winched you. Do you think if we gave you another shot, you would have made it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, most of it was not wanting to ruin an expensive
That's right.
truck. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I have mixed feelings about Jeeps, even though I love them, and it's mostly what I've owned.
I'm with you.
They're kind of dumb.
I've had one for a long time. My whole marriage, actually. The same one. So,
Yeah. They make great toys, but it's like
yeah.
you gotta have a lot of money to have an expensive off-roader, you know?
Well, that's where I guess with my Wrangler, I had no money to put into it. So like I just kind of fixed it with anything I could, even from like other vehicles at the time. So like
Yeah.
the leaf springs were from something else, and the engine was from something else, and eventually I got to where I put some nicer stuff in it.
Yeah.
But for the longest time, I had just off-roaded it as it was.
But yeah, I mean, I've come a long way. When I first got my Gladiator, I moved it, like it was in this stall of my driveway. I moved it over here so I could mow the lawn over here. So I didn't kick up anything on it.
Sure.
You know, to scraping and mow. But now I don't care. I'll use it.
That's a
for
good
its
place
money.
to be, but like it's got to be different when you know you've paid a certain amount for it, and you're like,
Yeah.
And now
I mean,
you're
there's
like,
liberty in a car that you're not worried about scratching, but is nice enough to do what you want it to do.
yeah, 100%.
So, you know, it's really just, I'm still trying to find exactly where that
Okay.
lands. So,
Well, we are going to be going down again soon.
yep.
And trying out some more. So don't tell us what you're going to bring, because we'll just leave it a surprise.
Okay.
Because he's got like 2 or 3 other ones two others you could bring. The Camry.
That's true. There's plenty of time to lift that thing.
Yeah, you could, or not lift it, just see what it does,
Yeah.
right? I'd put a winch on it first.
I've heard some stories about people that take Dodge Journeys through stuff down
It's
there.
true.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's no joke.
that's
The guy
that's
that
a
we
real story.
when we stayed at the Airbnb, I don't know what it was, community, not a
Yeah,
the owners or the landlords people, we were just out sitting trying to enjoy the nice weather, and they just came over and sat by us and were telling us about how they took the Dodge Journey on the trail we were going to go try. And he's like, if my Dodge Journey can make it, your Jeep can make it. And I was like, well, I would hope so, sir. I'm glad I brought my lifted vehicle down.
Yeah.
yeah.
I could just make it in a rental.
Didn't he say like his bumper fell off though or something?
He ripped something off.
Yeah,
And when we went and did it, I was like, how did he make it out here?
yeah.
There's sand, there's big rocks.
There's a couple lips and drops.
There's
and
some
things
ledges and stuff.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind going and doing that one again. It's called Chicken Corners.
chicken corners.
It's
We definitely gotta do that one again.
It's a real easy one. It's very scenic, but it's
Yeah.
just, it was nice. So we
Yeah.
could go do that one. There's a lot of trails I want to go do that are real easy, like Metal Masher, Cliffhanger, Steel Bender.
yeah.
Oh wait, no, these are the ones to avoid. Sorry.
They're such inviting names.
If
though.
it sounds like it's going to damage you, this probably will.
Yeah. It's got to pass the Richard screen first.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor Richard. Richard's our other friend. You'll see him eventually. So
He's got a nice Wrangler he doesn't want to ruin.
it's probably the nicest out of most of our. Well, it's nicer than mine.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's gonna be fun.
Hmm.
That's always a good hitter. Got anything creepy
Mm.
like that? Ghost stories. Those are always classics.
Not really like stuff that's happened to me.
Or
Someone
you know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Not really.
I don't either. The ghosts, they avoid me. I think I'm the one that haunts the ghosts. They're like, crap, he's coming.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that's happened to me. The closest like story I know of was, I don't even know if I can't remember if it's true or not. It's like one of those.
Oh, okay.
But so the nunnery in the canyon,
Oh, yeah. Tell us more about that. Because do you know about that?
not much.
I don't either. But I want to know. You know what I would want to turn the nunnery into? I would turn that into like one of those places that you let them pay you a couple bucks. They go in there and then they pretend to do those. Is it haunted house?
Like a haunted
thing?
walk. Or,
Kind of, but like you make up the myth about it, and then these YouTubers and people come and they
Oh.
try to like see if they can.
people already do that because there was a video of a YouTuber
At the nunnery?
going to visit the nunnery,
Oh, we did.
and they're like, "We just lost cell service." Like it's so creepy because they were in the canyon.
Yeah.
They
So.
just lost cell service.
Yeah, the ghosts know. But what I was getting at was, it was listed for sale a couple years ago.
Was it?
Wow.
And there was a picture, and then in one of the pictures, you could see like a woman, like a ghostly figure in one of the trees.
What, really?
Yeah, I remember seeing it, but I can't remember if it was like turned out to be like some marketing image or something weird. I can't remember. but I do remember seeing it.
Okay, well, hold on. Now that we're on the subject, I gotta talk about that.
Okay.
So my daughter and I, we like to watch some like ghost hunters, especially around Halloween. It's like our thing
Okay.
to get into ghost hunting because we think it's ridiculous, right?
Sure.
It's hilarious. They have these little boxes and they're walking around and they're like, "Are you here with us?" And like, of course, the lights are always off.
Yeah.
And they're walking around these houses in the dark, and I'm just like giggling to myself. Anyway, I just don't think it'd be possible, and I don't know, but like some people like they like take a picture and they're like, "Look at this, this like how the light hits right here." It's like that's definitely like a ghost.
Let me challenge you.
I just don't. I don't know if you can capture a ghost on camera. Can
Well,
you?
let's rewind a little bit. Do you
It's the
believe in
same-
ghosts?
Sorta.
Okay. Do you believe in spirits?
Yeah.
Do you believe that they share like a plane with
Yeah.
us?
Yep.
But do you believe that you can see or interact with them in any way?
I'm sure you can, but I never have.
Okay.
See, that's where I have to. I kind of start going that way.
And then you don't believe that technology can capture them.
Nah.
Okay, so that's your
That's kind of where I stop.
So what do you think about Bigfoot?
100%.
Aliens?
Nah. No, I'm just
Are you
kidding.
serious?
No, actually, I don't. No, I don't believe in Bigfoot. Sorry.
Well,
Sounds close.
aliens for sure live. Or exist.
Oh, aliens? Yeah.
Yeah.
Aliens are out there.
Is that what I said?
No, that's why I say.
Oh. Sometimes I mumble.
Okay, but here's the problem with the alien thing, right?
What?
Like, where are they?
They're just not interested.
That's what I'm thinking, right?
It's a big old sky out there.
I don't like all the fluff and stuff out there, and there's like so many rabbit holes you can go down with as far as those go, right?
Yeah.
True.
But I've yet to see like just a straight up like nobody's like walking in and like recording it in 4K. Like
That's what it takes to
right.
make you a believer?
I mean, at this point, I think so because it's been how many years has it been just like this kind of like rumor,
Sure.
and it's just kind of like okay-ish evidence or like it's just nothing.
Hasn't the government basically come out recently and said, like, yeah, there's aliens?
Yeah, and you know they're known for being very truthful. So you're right.
It is
You make a
funny,
good
though.
point.
Because, you know, there's all these conspiracies about aliens, and the government's like, yeah, there's aliens. And basically, I feel like everyone's attitude, including mine,
Yeah.
is like, well, show us one or we don't care.
Yeah, I just right now like it's not affecting like anybody's life.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's probably affecting somebody's life.
Mhm.
But like everybody that has like video evidence, it's always like some kind of blurry little circle, or like somebody's like showing some radar screen and it's like moving. And it's like
What's that Shyamalan one with aliens? And, like, there's, like, one coming through the cornfield.
it's called Signs.
Oh, yeah, Science.
Yeah.
That movie
Yeah.
got me.
Did it?
Yeah.
When
I
was
think at the
younger,
time it
yeah,
did,
like
yeah.
when you're younger and that's kind of like what you see,
Uh-huh.
and so that's like what you believe and stuff. Dude, it creeps you out.
Yeah.
man.
I watched that with my kids.
Yeah.
When they were younger, of course, naturally. But for me, that was like older, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, this is like, eh.
Really?
Plus, it has a Phoenix guy,
Joaquin
Phoenix.
Walking Phoenix.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's
And Mel Gibson.
I like Mel Gibson.
Me too.
He's a good guy.
Have you ever heard of a movie? It's called Fire in the Sky.
No,
So
about aliens.
it was made in the 90s, and it's based on what happened. So basically, it's
It's based on what happened.
so let me explain. So it's based on there was these guys working out and like doing forestry work.
Yeah.
I think this was in Oregon. I could be wrong. And they were out working, cutting down trees, doing logging, all that sort of stuff. Well, there's this UFO thing that came down and like lit up the sky. That's why they call it Fire in the Sky. Is like this big orange glow thing.
Yeah.
Well, one dude went missing, and like the whole crew, they interviewed each one of them, and then they interviewed them all separately, and all their stories, and then they did it like again like 15, 20 years later, and they all had the same, like their stories never changed. Their story, like it all lined up. It's actually a really good movie. But I think the guy was on the Joe Rogan podcast
Oh, nice.
and talked about it. But it's called Fire in the Sky.
Yeah, I know which one account you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like he got like abducted in some way.
He got abducted in some way because like he went missing, and then I can't remember how long it was, but eventually like they found him. Like he showed up later, and he like back when payphones were around, he called from like a payphone. They drove to where that payphone was, and he was like just sitting
long
there,
ways
like
away.
shivering like a ways away. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't doubt that like some of that stuff happens.
Yeah.
I just
Can't get
It
a
just
ghost.
never comes into light,
Can't
right?
get a picture of a ghost.
I think you could get a picture of a ghost before you figure out the UFO thing.
Yeah.
Though.
There's also the story of the guy that's like, I can't remember, he's like very highly ranked in the military, and he flies planes and stuff, and he said that he
Dave
saw like,
Fravor.
the Tic Tac thing. Have you heard that story?
Yeah.
Like there was like this Tic Tac looking object thing that was like, and they found it like on his sonar radar
and it's
thing.
like moving around.
Well, he said it was like it stood still, but then within like a snap of a finger, like it was like gone. It was like 20 miles somewhere else. Or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I can't
Like
remember,
impossibly.
yeah.
So that's David Fravor, and that was back in like the early 2000s, and he's also been on Joe's Rogan podcast. And there's another guy that came out recently. He's like David Grush, like just all these people. Like they
It's
come
also
out.
named David.
What?
David Grush.
David Grush, yeah.
Two David.
Dave Grush.
Creepy.
Oh, and Dave Favor. I didn't even think of that. Something up. Here's the thing.
Is your middle name Dave?
It is actually.
Is it really?
My middle name's David.
Oh.
So where's the UFOs at? Where are they at?
We come in peace. I mean, they come in peace.
Like I have spent some time like looking into that stuff, and it just led nowhere.
Yeah.
So I just after that point, I'm like, it's just not worth time and
Yeah.
energy. And until they actually like land somewhere, or if that's what they do, or show up somewhere, and like people actually, getting selfies with these things or whatever they are. Until then, I'm
Have
kind
you
of
ever
like,
been hypnotized?
no,
Do you believe in it?
I don't have the mind for it.
Hypnotism?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you
So
go to
you-
those,
I haven't been hypnotized,
But you
we
probably could be.
probably could be.
I can't.
You can't?
like, you ever
don't
gone to
know.
one of those, like, events where they bring a hypnotist and
We had one at my high school graduation party.
Uh-huh.
They brought a guy in and hypnotized like 5 different people, and like the whole rest of our class like got to watch.
And you've talked to those kids after, I assume,
Yeah.
and you're like,
Yeah.
hey, you were dancing like a chicken. And they're like,
Yeah.
no, I wasn't. Really?
Yeah.
What?
So this kid that I went to school with, they gave him like these red cards, and the guy like gave him these red cards, and he's like, he told him it was like $100 bills, right? And he said basically like after all this stuff happens, blah blah blah, like whatever, he's like, I can't remember like how he did, but like anyways, so he hypnotized him, gave him like these red cards, and told him to like put them in a safe place, don't let anyone know you have them, blah blah blah, whatever. After he unhypnotized him, we're in like, that was like in like the little assembly area. Then we were all in the gym, and we had like games and food going on. We go up to this kid, we knew him very well, we played football and stuff
Yeah.
with him, and we're like, dude, like, give me those red cards you have. And he's like, dude, he got so like standoffish.
Really?
Like, what are you talking about? Like, don't. And then we're like, we know like where you put him, because he's up on stage, and he put him like in his pocket, and he hid one like in his shoe and different stuff.
Yeah.
And even afterwards, he was like, no, like, don't touch me, get away from me, like sort of thing. Like, it was crazy.
I've seen something similar, but I've never had it happen to someone I trust. To like
Well, same.
really know.
To do,
Yeah.
That was the only time I've seen it happen. So
Did you talk to him later? And
no, I didn't like,
He got
because after
abducted.
we graduated, I don't even know where he lives now, but he moved somewhere back east.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just curious the mechanics of it. Like, are you sleepy?
You have to be
sleepwalking?
suggestible in some
Yeah.
ways, and you also have to believe that it works.
I think you have to believe that it works, and I think you also have to believe that like you can you have to basically like let your body like accept anything this guy's like telling you and bringing into you, and then I think that's kind of where it like goes from there.
It's like it's like an altered state of consciousness.
Yeah.
But if you don't believe it works, like it probably won't. And like
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was another kid that was up on stage, and it didn't work on him, and so
Yeah.
they had him go sit back down.
Oh.
And I just think he probably was like, "This is full of it,
Yeah,
blah
this
blah
is
blah,
stupid.
whatever." Because like they started asking him, like he had like all of them stand up and do certain things, and once they started doing the certain things, he could tell which ones were hypnotized and which ones weren't. And so he's like, "Hey, this won't work on you, so go sit down."
Yeah. And
So-
if it worked on everyone, the government would use it. So
Well, maybe they do.
yeah, they might.
Maybe you never know if there's like some app that just pops up, and you never know who's had it.
It's true. It's probably Google or
Right?
something we all have.
People are scrolling through their shorts, and they just get hypnotized. They don't know it, and they're like, "Oh."
Yeah.
So we were, I was up at college. I don't remember what the heck we were doing, but there was there was somebody up there hypnotizing some
Yeah.
people, and one of the girls that was in the crowd, she slumped over too. Like she was
Oh,
just
really?
paying so much attention that she hypnotized her in the crowd, And he's like 3, 2, 1, and he's like asleep, and like the guy on the stage just kind of like went limp, and then you hear like this girl go like this, and they're everyone's like around,
Yeah.
and
That's a trip.
I'm for like I just don't think it works for me, and I think that's why it doesn't. I just don't have enough of a belief in it, and so like they're like, "You're getting sleepy," and I was like, "Yeah, because it's boring," you know. But yeah, that stuff's real, and some people,
Yeah.
it really affects them. So it's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, good topic. However, we ended up here on aliens and
Yeah, I feel like it's in line with aliens and
it's a good one. Oh, Bigfoot, ghosts. That's how it started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your inability to photograph them.
I don't think you can. I mean, if you can, if you got a link to one, put it in the comments. I'd like to see the picture. And then you got to convince me that it's a ghost.
I'm really curious about ghost technology, though. Like, you watch those shows, and they always come around with something,
Oh, I can tell you all about
and
it.
it's like that must be the best thing to sell ever.
I know.
Ghost radar
I-
thing. Yeah.
I thought like what a great business thing
Yeah,
to
I mean,
make.
how are they going to prove it wrong?
Exactly. So like some of them are just like electromagnetic detectors.
Well, that reminds me of on The Office when they buy the gaydar.
Yeah.
It goes past-
I love that so much.
Oh.
They have one that's just in my mind, if you're making that product, you got to make it believable, right? So you have the normal function where, like, say you have like some kind of spatial detector, like if you get close, your electromagnetic force makes it go off.
Mm-hmm.
That's an easy thing to do.
Right.
But then they probably have to program it to be like, it's certain random intervals to like beep,
Yeah.
or like every time you turn it off and on, it runs like its own like little
I
subroutine.
think it just detects a whisper. Like, people are whispering, and then it's like, blip, blip.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be that hard.
Yeah.
And you could always put a baseline programming, because like, what are some common words? Like, are you there? Dead, deceased,
Yeah.
ghost, help.
We should buy one and try and reverse engineer it.
Oh, I'd be totally down for that. Yeah, they also like the EMF detectors, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's going off. There's a ghost, and like,
Yeah.
does anybody like know what day we live in? Like, there's radio waves all around you.
It's true.
Anyway,
Doesn't make sense.
there might be people out there that have had different experiences.
Yeah.
And I don't want to like downplay that at all, right? But like for me, I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't think it's 100% real. But anyway, yeah, Claire and I, we get a kick out of watching that stuff. So the nunnery, that's what I would turn that into. I'd be like, come on in, guys. I'd lift up the thing, put it
You'd probably
down.
make a killing.
And then the YouTubers could come from all around, and they would and we could even make up an elaborate backstory. I think it'd be.
There's already tons of lore about it, so.
See, we just gotta springboard off of that.
Did you ever talk to Travis about the lore for, like,
Which Travis?
the Smithfield Canyon from Journal? He was like,
What's the lore about Smithfield Canyon?
I don't know, like the hills have eyes kind of people.
What?
Yeah.
Did you know there's some mines up there?
Yeah.
Smithfield Canyon? I didn't know that until recently. We should go check that out. You wanna go hiking?
No, I hate mines.
Well, we won't go into it, but you wanna go find the
Yeah,
opening?
I'll look at them, but
Yeah, I ain't going in the mine.
I was telling you about the guy that got trapped upside down, right?
Oh, yeah.
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 Here in Utah.
Yeah, you know about that,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Ugh. Horrible.
He wasn't he like a police officer or something?
I'm not
or
sure.
Or was going through like the academy or something
The Academy.
for that. I remember hearing the story, but yeah, he came home for like Thanksgiving and they went to go explore that cave, and that's when he got stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's an abandoned or closed mine, I ain't going in it.
Yeah.
Because most of them have been collapsed to a degree in the opening where you have to like
Mm-hmm.
army crawl through the opening. No thanks.
Yeah.
Like that's already.
Not only that, but part that scares me out, like even more so, is like unless I had a bunch of dogs to go in first, because mountain lions, dude,
Yeah.
hide in those things.
That's true.
I
There's
didn't
a lot
even
of,
think of that.
Yeah,
or even just like toxic air.
toxic air too that you can't like.
There's a lot of bad stuff.
That's true.
You gotta
too.
know what you're doing.
Toxic air?
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought it was just the Lord of the Rings thing.
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
there's certain levels of like bad air quality and gases
Really?
and stuff that can kill you.
Just chilling in there, and then you go breathe it up.
Yep.
maybe so. Kind of like how they opened up the tomb in the pyramids and the
Yeah.
people died.
Exactly.
They thought it was all a curse.
Yeah.
Kind of is.
That actually probably was real. I don't believe in ghosts, but I believe in the curse.
Do you believe that pyramids are energy providers?
Oh man, do we have enough time to start on pyramid stuff?
Probably not.
Because yes, the answer is yeah.
Do you?
Of course. Like, what else would they be built for? They're not like they're not burial places.
Statues.
No,
It's a lot of work. But it
they're
looks
they're
pretty.
they're too precise and they're arranged in too perfect of a way. Either they were some kind of like electric generator of some kind, or Wi-Fi back in the day. There's only that's the only two options.
Could be.
Some people say they generated ammonia.
Oh yeah, for agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
Well, that's what I see. I did that phase too, and I was like, ammonia. Because immediately you want it to be like some kind of like space death ray that like shoots the other aliens that are invading, right? Yeah. But
man's got to eat.
It could be ammonia. Like one guy described it of like he's like all these passageways and stuff, and he's like it makes a lot of sense to like generate ammonia and however he explained it. And I'm like, okay. Then one guy explained it as like being some kind of like power generator because like water flows through the passages a certain way, static electricity. And they used to have gold caps on top, and it could be like wireless energy. So there's definitely some other purpose. Maybe they were just pretty, but it just seems odd that it's not like a big. You don't walk in and it's like, whoa, the pyramids, and like you don't have like these separate rooms with like paintings and.
That's true.
There's not like a dance hall and a kitchen, right?
It's more utilitarian.
It is. It's like it's a. I think it's a fancily shaped, what do you call it, designed power plant or some kind of building, but it wasn't. I don't think it was.
I always thought about that. Like, could you make logic gates using water and build a computer?
You can make circuits out of mechanical parts. You can make logic gates out of mechanicals.
Couldn't you do it with water?
Yeah,
Like
you could do it with gears. You could do it with water.
You could have a river computer.
Yeah,
I think so too.
because you can do it out of. There's this really cool thing. I'll have to find it. Maybe put it on the screen. But there, you can make circuits out of gears. There's this kit, so like you could totally do it with water.
Yeah, I always think about that. Like if I got sent back in time, I'm like, all right, I got to teach these people about computers, but I'm not really that smart. Could I do it with water?
I've thought about that too. That's a good thought experiment. Yeah. It's like if you. I have thought about that a lot. If I could go back in time with the knowledge I have, what would be the first thing I would do? And would it be to get rich? Right? I guess it depends on when you go back.
Yeah.
So let's say you went back to 1905. What would you do?
Invest in Apple. No, I'm just kidding.
Apple didn't exist.
I know. No, probably did cartridges exist?
For what?
For guns? In 1905.
1905?
When was the Great War? It's like 1910 or something, right?
That was
They might have already
that was a little bit later.
Plus the Cowboys
1914, I want to say.
1800s, yeah.
Yeah, Cowboys had cartridges.
So you gotta be careful because people would still put you in jail for being insane.
Oh yeah, if you.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah, well, I just feel like I know the most about guns that I could teach.
Oh yeah, you could change a lot. Like, but think about all the stuff you know about like music and lighting and just like physics in general.
Yeah.
Even at like just the kind of dumbed down level, I feel like I got.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder like what would be the first thing you could try to do. But like there's also like there's no plastics around that time, and so like everything's.
Well, the next big innovation was probably the assembly line.
Assembly line, yeah. So that's an interesting thought experiment. Like if you could go back today, but would people accept it? Right.
Yeah.
Your thought of like, oh, I got all this knowledge to change it, and maybe you might end up making stuff worse.
And that's why aliens don't come talk to us.
Right.
Like, these people wouldn't get it.
Does it still?
They still think pyramids are just pretty. So.
It's just pretty.
Yeah.
Maybe they are, man. Maybe they're just pretty, and the passages are just like some weird water fountain we haven't figured out that spurts out the top.
It's just some sewer, and we're just
it's a sewer
crawling around worshiping it.
Yeah,
could be.
Those are cool though. Where they're placed, you know, they line up with like the stars. You know that,
Really?
right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
And their sizes and everything match like the Earth's circumference and their latitude, longitude.
That's cool.
If you look up anything about numbers with the pyramids, it will blow you away. Like how precision they are.
Yeah.
All I know is you always picture them being in the middle of the desert, but I'm pretty sure it's like line of sight to a Subway or something like that.
Oh, or McDonald's.
Yeah.
America's Kitchen.
Yeah.
They're loving it.
That's kind of a bummer.
But yeah. Anyway, anything else you want to add there, Tyson, since you are the guest?
I think we about covered it all.
I think so. I mean, once it's hard to top aliens and pyramids.
Yeah.
Ghosts.
It's not a whole lot up here, but we got through about 80% of it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've spent all whatever I had on the first podcast. That's good. Hey, it's been great to have you, and good luck on your Mustang. And you're welcome out here anytime if you feel bored and want to help us work on something.
For sure.
So, or be on another podcast.
Yeah.
So,
We should do one in Moab.
we should. That'd be awesome.
Desert podcast.
Desert podcast.
Desert
While we're
podcast.
camping.
Yeah,
Hey,
Campfire.
let's do it. We could have us all around there.
that'd be cool.
do
Okay.
it.
See, that's why we need more outsider opinions.
Yeah.
Good job. Well, sweet. We're going to wrap it up there. Thanks for watching or listening, whatever you do. Again, don't know why you're here, but I hope you enjoyed it. We will talk to you next time.
Thanks for watching.